Literally 2 seconds after recording the last one. What's going on, guys? Welcome back for more Phoenix Wright. December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. How many of these lobbies are there? Christ. This judge must be running like 8 trials a day. Jeez, the poor guy. Anyway, let's get rocking. We did a lot in the last 2 sessions, basically doing a lot of investigation shit. And I'm very confident that we'll be able to blast through this. Let's do this. Francisco's going down. Alright, I have to click back on screen. There we go. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. Was it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now, the dashing young Laura flying fabulously into the room from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer, flying fabulously. Really, that's actually how you're going to end it? I thought there was going to be a little bit more witty dialogue after that. Wait, I wonder if they're actually going to do it. Nah, they aren't. And now the case of one... What? Your Honor, get on with it. What just happened there? It just flashed through everyone and just... What, did I miss something? That was odd. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. No, it was Max's name that was Billy Bob Johns. I forgot about that. That's really funny. So... Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactico? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild was a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactico. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that's to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix, right? Eh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. Bam! It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose anything, despite the fact that we have lost twice now. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure of proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. Her dad is gone, you know. The prosecution is finished. Let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up here, now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Poor Gumshoe. Every chance you get, mention his salary and pension and shit. Very well. I would like to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir. Alright, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony. Night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers gathered in the big time to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. Well, that's pretty blunt. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. They keep saying this blunt force trauma. What was the weapon? I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Autopsy report? Alright, I'll be sure to take a look at that. Take a quick look, why not? Just for shits and giggles. I didn't look at any of this stuff. That's probably gonna come back somehow, Money the Monkey. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Alright, guys, here we go. So let's see what happened. At the crime, snow was falling until 9:40, making it extremely cold out. I actually want to press this real quick. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly blizzard until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze into place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? Well, if you think about it, if it kept snowing, it would have covered up the footprints. I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? There is more to the snow, as you can see. Think about it. Because if you think about the snow, if it was snowing a lot, then when you look at the crime photo, as you can see, there's a bunch of footprints there. I know this was taken when the police got here on the scene of the crime, I believe. So if this is the case, then it would be obvious that the footprints here, despite the fact, like, I don't know how to describe it, like, this would be the sign of the struggle right here, that would be these footprints. But then footprints leading to the body, I'm assuming they're probably going to say something along the lines of the only person that could fly there would be the asshole that can fly, aka Maximilian. But you could also argue the fact that the snow was on the ground, thus making footprints to his body a little less likely. Meaning, if you had someone that had light footsteps, then the snow could have piled it, unlike this guy's heavy footsteps. Because you can see, it looks like he was almost dragging something. The box. And if he was dragging a box, well then, maybe he would make more indented footprints, like as you can see right there. There were signs of a struggle. Or this could also be police footprints, but I don't know. Anyhow, back to the court at hand. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. Okay, that makes sense, and the practice broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max is asking for Gina's hand in marriage. The murder itself took place at the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. Are we certain it was 10:15? I'd like you to be more specific about the events at 10:15. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? It was found bent over a wooden box as a doornail. What is up with that wooden box, by the way? A wooden box? That's right. As you can see, the victim must have been carrying a wooden box when he was killed. Carrying a box, It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? Wooden box submitted to the evidence. Alright, good stuff. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Well, I can't ask about its contents because it's locked. How about the wooden box? Why not? This wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Iron plating. Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figured they just estimated to make the box heavier. I think we could all do without your guesses, detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, detective. Hold it, I'm gonna ask about those other stuff. Why not? Alright. Let's ask about all the other questions we got here. Wooden box, that's right. Talk about the wooden box, yada yada yada. Alright, let's ask about the lock itself. I can't ask about its contents because it really is nothing. You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked? Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up. Oh shit, they did open it up! So, when you found the box, it was locked, correct? Yeah, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open. Alright, yeah, so about the box. So, box is opened, we know that. 20 pounds. That was terrible. Pounds. Locked. And probably one more, we'll put a note for the contents. I see. Continue, detective. Nope. Go back, detective. I want to know about those contents. I want to get all the notes I can get about this box. Keep it carrying on, then. So, about the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside the box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box. I wonder if this is some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle. Alright. Locked, and it had had pepper bottle inside. Well, except we already know that, but whatever. Alright, so that'll be important for later. Good stuff. And finally, the cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. What was the blunt force weapon? According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since they didn't find it on... What if it was Trillo? What if Trillo was the murder weapon? That would be something special, right there. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel of the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Well, we also got the autopsy report. Now that we have wrapped this up, detective, I'd like to call my next witness. Eh? I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilla will show up on the stage as well. And if not, well, and he is. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trillaquist. I'm employed as the opera tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That road must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Ahem. I'm just never gonna sing any of these. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. What do you think? Had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have a sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch it off your face, off your chance of shut up. Chance of song would help. Know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying something that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order, order! I don't know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about it one bit. I'm worried about getting... You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. What you've witnessed. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown. Once I got in the lodging house, I ditched him and went over to the plaza. That's when I saw Max heading over towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took the magic boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had on a silk hat, cloak, and that dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the criminal. Why's that? He has absolute proof. Silcat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. How'd you reach it in my pocket? Well, the whip, I suppose. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Unless the clown was, you know, trying to convict the Max. That doesn't prove anything. Although I guess it wouldn't prove anything because he would have it on his hat. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecution skills are unrivaled. Well done. Good to see. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she is the boss again today. Alright, let's read this through. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. I mean clown. Alright, why'd you leave with the clown? The clown? You're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice is over, he was 9/10 of the way to kneeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place back loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Once I got to the lodging house, I ditched and went over to the plaza. Why? What did you do then? I went over to the plaza to do something. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Objection. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was.